And I'm going to mute everybody. And if you want to speak, be sure to unmute yourselves. A priest, a doctor, and an engineer were waiting one morning for a particularly slow group of golfers. The engineer fumed. What's with these guys? They must have been waiting here for 15 minutes. The doctor chimed in. I don't know, but I've never seen such an inept golf. The priest said, Here comes the groundskeeper. Let's have a word with him. He said, Hello, George. What's wrong with the group ahead of us? They're rather slow, aren't they? The greenskeeper replied, Oh, yes, they're a group of blind firemen. They lost their sight saving our clubhouse from a fire last year, so we always let them play a free round any time. The group fell asleep for a moment, the priest said. That's so sad. I think I will say a special prayer for them tonight. The doctor said, Good idea. I'm going to contact my eye doctor colleague and see if there's anything we can do for them. The engineer said, Why don't they play at night?
I love it.
All right. Today is tips and tricks, right? And I'd like to start out with essential maintenance tips. And what I'm going to do is flip my screen over to share my screen. And I assume you can see my screen there. Yes? The one with my phone on it? Somebody unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yes or no.
Yes.
And let me go back to my home screen here. All right. First tip is be careful with your charging port. That's the little thing at the bottom of your iPhone, on the bottom edge where you plug in the charging cord. Make sure it's cleaned out. Check it out every once in a while to make sure there's not a bunch of dust getting in there. And use some kind of a vac or something to blow out the air that's in there, or any dust that might accumulate in there. The second is get more storage. There are a bunch of ways to get more storage. Because oftentimes you run low on storage. And the way you can do that to check your storage, you go to settings, and then you scroll to where it says general. And then it says iPhone storage. Now the tips and tricks today are on the iPhone. And here's your status of your storage. I'm using nearly 100 gig of my 128 gig on my phone. A quick way to get rid of or save, for me, 29 gigs is if I enable unused apps. What that does is automatically offloads the unused app when you're low on storage. Your documents and data will be saved so you can go back and get that application anytime you want from the App Store. And it'll be just like it is right now before you enabled that feature. You
Bill,
can also, yes, go ahead.
I can't find
You can't find what?
recommendations.
I don't have recommendations.
Well, you're reading offload unused apps, and it's under recommendations. I'm in iPhone storage like you are, and I just get a whole bunch of stuff that goes on and on, but I don't see anything that says recommendations.
Go to the top, go to the top of the screen.
Okay,
Scroll to the top.
I am at the top.
And you have this map up here.
Yeah, I've
Yes
used
or no?
36 of 64.
Say again, please.
I've used 36 of 64, and it shows apps,
Okay.
audio, photos, and system data is underneath it. And then just a whole list of
Okay. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked last week. Do you have the most recent operating system on your phone?
I have the most recent one that they've given me. Which is the most recent one then?
If you look here and you go back one and you go to About,
Okay,
it says iOS version,
16.7.1. And
and
that's yours is 17. I see that, but this is I did it after the class last week, and this is what I got.
I know. What's it say under model name?
iPhone 11 Pro.
I think it will do another update. So if you, not right now, but if you go back one, and then you click on software update, it may say there's another update. And there's another one I can get now too, 17.1.
Bill, I also don't see where the recommendations are, and I have the 17.1.
Okay. And you clicked on iPhone storage.
Right.
And I'm not sure why it's not showing up there then.
I mean, below it, there's this blank, and then it says, just photos, OneDrive, mail, all of the stuff that I have.
Down here, if you scroll down further, and maybe you don't have apps that you haven't used, which could be the issue or what's going on there. But
Okay.
if you scroll down, you see I have all the apps that I have on my device,
Mm-hmm.
and I can, if I don't use a particular app, for example, I don't use this Apple TV app. It takes 1.5 gigabytes. I could click the little arrow there and delete it. Now there's a difference here, and we should understand this. Delete and offload app. What's the difference? When you offload the app, it deletes the application, but saves any data, keeps any data associated with that application. So in this case, the app takes 1.5 megabytes. The documents and data take 1.5 gigabytes. So that's the majority of the storage that's being used. So if I offload the app, I'll only save 1.4 megabytes.
Bill, I have a lot of podcasts, but I really don't listen to them. Should I get rid of them and only use them and go on to it when I exactly want to listen to them and not just have them on? It's It's 18.58 GB.
For podcasts, yeah, that's a lot.
So how do you get rid of it? I hit the podcast and then offload. Would that be the best way?
Well, I think you can delete the individual podcasts using the app.
Okay.
So you don't need to
Okay.
delete the application. You should be able to go into the podcast
Gotcha.
application and
Gotcha.
remove the.
Okay, will do. Thank you for sharing this. It's important.
Yep.
Well, I have another situation. I started to download, even though you didn't want me to, and I came up with the fact that would give me 16 point something else. And then at the bottom it said they go to 17. So I hit that. And I am now and it says automatic updates, and they're on. All my automatic updates are on. So how come I'm behind you, Bill?
Do you plug in your phone at night?
Yes, every night.
And it
I have
should.
to have Wi-Fi on though, right?
And your Wi-Fi has to be on as well.
That's right. I wonder if that might be the problem. Why would I have turned it off?
Well, you may not be able to get it based on where you're living right now until you get on their network.
Oh, shoot. That's a whole new problem. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So that's probably why you're not getting those updates. And do you have the little fan at the top of your screen where I'm pointing
Yes, I
right
do.
now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it should update then. I'm not sure why then it's not updating. If you have that fan, you're on the Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm very surprised.
Yeah. You know, they don't always update every night because Apple can't, but it should eventually do an update.
True, and I'm quite a few behind you because there's 16 point something else before you get to even 17. And mine
Oh,
says
yeah.
update to 17, but it doesn't do 17.1.
Yep,
Hey, Bill,
it will. Yes, go ahead.
where is the iPhone storage? I had it, but I've lost it and I can't find it. How far down is it?
Settings, general.
Oh, general. Okay. Okay. Yes, okay. Got it.
And iPhone storage.
Yes, found it.
Okay. One of the things we have to be concerned about is our battery and how well it's doing. On your phone, if you go to settings, now there's a one here called, there's a item in settings called battery. And if you click that, and then you click on battery health and charging,
I'm
it
not
says
finding, I'm not finding battery,
Scroll
it's
down.
down, it's in the settings menu
right?
before the Apple Store, before privacy and security.
We're looking for again.
Okay, fine.
You're looking for battery under settings. You know, one of the things about going through this is if you get down here, notice how I have all these. Once you get to TV provider, and it starts out with all the apps that you've loaded, you've gone too far. In other words, if you pass music, that block which is associated with music, if you've passed that, you got to go back because you missed a particular app. Okay. So we go to battery. And I have battery percentage turned on so that the percentage shows up here in the little battery top of the screen, how much your phone is charged. You can put it in low power mode and it reduces the speed at which your device works along with some other things.
Would you put that a low battery mode on when the phone tells you that you're running out of battery?
I
And you
would.
still need it? And this
Pardon
is the
me?
way you do it.
That's where you would do it, yes. Right there. Boop. Now I'm in low power mode.
Bill, my maximum capacity is 87% from, it says when you relative to when it was new. Is that still considered good? I don't need a new phone when it's still maximum capacity is 87%.
I was going to cover that next, yes. So we went to battery health and it says maximum capacity. When I bought my phone and I charged it, it would say 100% right here. Now the battery's charged as much as it can be. And what it's telling me is it now can only charge to 86% of what it used to be able to fully charge to. If that number is less than 75, it's time to get a new battery or a new phone.
Is that number based on, like when it gets to 75, does it just automatically by how many years you've owned the phone or just how much you've used the battery?
No, that's saying when you recharge it, it used to recharge. This is where it's confusing. I'm as fully charged as I can be, 100%. See it at the top there? I'm charged as much as I can be. When I first got my phone, I used to be able to get 100% maximum charge. As you use your phone, this number goes down. So now, when I get to 100%, it only lasts 86% as much as it used to.
So how long do you think it will be till it gets to 75? You think you have a year left, 2
It
years
depends
left?
on how you use it. It depends on a lot of things. So you just keep an eye on it.
Bill, it seems to go down rather quickly. I mean,
No,
like
it does.
last
This number may,
week,
this number, and this number at the top may go down quickly, but this number does not.
well, what last week mine was at 68 and this week it's at 66.
Time for a new phone.
I know. Rats.
So if maximum capacity is in the 60s, yeah, either get replace the battery or get a new phone. Now you don't need a pro version, my dear. You don't need a pro version.
Okay, but what do I need?
Well, one of either a 14 or a 15, and not the pro, but get the size you want. I think they come in different sizes, and one called the Pro model has many more features, but none of which you need to use or will be using.
Bill, does the not pro model include the camera? I mean, do you get the same camera on the non-pro model as you get on the pro model?
In this case, it's cameras.
Okay,
And no, there are more cameras on the Pro model
thank
than
you.
on the non. But most people would not, unless you're a photographer, Most people will not figure out how to use all those features. So what I'm suggesting is, unless you really want to get that, save your money.
Photographer includes amateur photographer or learning photography.
Oh, I don't know. It's up to you, whatever you call yourself.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. But there's a lot of features there. And if you're into photography with your device, then get it because it's spectacular. Some of the things it can do.
Bill, are you saying the message from the lady that says she can't hear you at all?
No, I'm not. I didn't see that in chat.
It's a
She needs to check
June.
her.
on there, but
That was June.
You have to turn on your microphone, June.
She can't hear or see you.
Did you get it?
Yes,
Okay.
what? Do you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. It was on mute. I'm sorry. I asked you a question about the voicemail. How do we get notified when we have voicemail?
Yeah, we'll get to that. I gotta get through this first.
Okay. Thank you for answering me.
Okay. All right. That was battery.
Bill, before you
Yeah.
move on, am I correct in saying once a month, we should let our battery run down completely? Or turn off the phone once a month to reset
All right.
everything?
First of all, if this number, the number at the top, is 70% or more, do not plug it in.
Plug it in. Why?
Do not plug it in if that number is greater than 70 or 75%,
And why is that?
because we're trying to charge something that's already fairly well charged.
You mean
And
don't plug it in when we charge it?
yes, you plug it in.
Okay,
I guess I'm having trouble with the terminology.
okay. You
If
said
it's
do not plug it in. Does that never plug it in? Or only plug it in when it's at 30% and you're charging it?
only plug it in when it's less than 70%.
Plug it in is the same as charging. You're using two
Right.
different words.
I understand. I thought, yes, don't charge it. Okay, or plug it in. And you should charge it, let it once a month drop further down, let's say 10% or less. If it's between 70 and 10, plug it in, charge it. And once a month, let it go below 10%. And that's just to maintain a healthier battery. Okay?
Now, I'm looking at my phone right now, and that little square at the top says I have 35% of my battery, where you have the 100%, and then it says maximum capacity is 98%. Now, which one do I read, and when should I plug it in?
One I'm pointing at, the one with the little
Okay.
battery up here at the top.
Yeah. Plug it in.
Plug it in. The one on battery health,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you get a new battery, it really runs a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you recharge it. And then after a while, it doesn't go as long.
Mm-hmm.
That's because its maximum capacity is degrading. So
Why-
this number will only go down. No matter how much you plug it in or charge it, this number will never go up.
And what is the point for the 10%? Letting it go down to 10%?
It's like a little reset of the battery, and it tends to make it work better,
All right,
last longer.
all right, okay.
The statement several times that you always plug your phone in at night. Is
If
that
it's less, if it's less than 70%.
okay?
Okay,
Mhm. Thank you.
boy. Also, you should keep your phone up to date. So if you're in settings and you click software update, I'm sorry, you in settings, you click general and software update, and it comes up and says something other than we're up to date, which mine just did, right? You can update now or update tonight. I'm going to see if it updates tonight. And it wants my passcode. Okay. So it acts like it's going to update tonight when I plug it in. So that's an interesting thing they've added. All right, everybody? Why would you want to make sure you're up to date?
So that
Because
we can understand this class.
so you get all the features that I'm talking about. Also, many of the releases contain security fixes, right? Security updates for your iPhone is the last thing it mentions. And so they're always trying to make sure you don't get any viruses on your machine. So the white guys or the white hats at Apple put in security fixes in nearly all the updates. Okay. And it also said bug. Yes, go ahead.
If your phone tells you also available update to iOS 17, then tonight I should press that so it updates to 17.
You can do it. You can force it update whenever you want, like Ann just did. You could say update now. So you could do it this evening before you go to bed. You could plug it in, put it on the charger or whatever, and go to this particular place in settings and say update.
Thank you.
Or you could plug it in right now, and as long as you're plugged in, you can keep on going in the class and it will update.
Well, it's going to interrupt you eventually.
So I've got 36 more minutes before it does.
And where is update again?
Settings,
Uh-huh.
general.
Oh, general. Okay, thank you. Didn't do the general. Okay, I'm okay. Thank you.
Mine has automatic updates on. Why has it not automatically updated to 17? Do they only do it periodically or something?
Well, there's 7 billion of you out there that have these phones. And so they can't do them all at once.
Okay.
So eventually they get around to you unless you forcibly say, I want to do it now. But you have to be plugged in.
That's why I did it now, because I was so far behind.
It's
And
at
your
night. I
battery,
mean,
and your battery has to be above like 50%, and you have to be on a Wi-Fi network.
and you also have to be patient till it gets done.
And
That's what's happening.
Okay. every once in a while, next thing you do to maintain your device is you power it completely down and back up again. If you don't have a home button, you press, I think you press the power button and the volume up button concurrently, and this menu comes up, and you can't see it, but I'll show it to you anyway. This menu comes up. Ooh, wait a minute.
Is it the slide to power off menu?
It's the slide to power off menu. Come on.
Would you repeat that? What are the two things you press concurrently? The power button and what else?
June, do you have a home button on your device?
Uh,
That's the button at the bottom of the screen.
well, I have leave at the bottom of the screen.
You have what?
Leave. And on the other end is the mic. That's where I got in trouble.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
At the bottom of my screen, I have the word leave.
Now, at the bottom, below the screen, is there a button?
I don't know what a button looks like, to tell you the truth. You mean for the Zoom? Yeah, I have a Zoom button. Yes.
There's a,
Okay, on your phone, there's the screen,
Yes.
right? You're looking at the screen.
Yes.
At the bottom below the screen, is the frame or is there a button down there?
There's a frame that says favorites, recents, contacts, keypad, and voicemail.
So that's at the bottom of your screen?
Yes.
That's at the bottom of the screen. Is there anything below that other than the frame of the phone?
I just see the Safari button and my.
No, I'm not talking about the screen. I'm talking about below the screen. In other words, see mine there? See it?
What do
That's
you mean?
my phone. Is there a button or an area down here below on your phone?
No, there are three buttons. One is the message, one's the
That's
address.
this, and this.
That's what? Yes.
What, below that is what I'm speaking of. Is it just the frame like it's on my phone here?
Yes. That's all.
Okay. So you press the power button on this side of the phone and the volume up button on this side of the phone. Okay. And this will happen. You'll get this screen. And then you slide to power it off. So I'm going to do that. And now that's what I'm talking about. You should do that once a month. Okay.
Well, I must have hit the wrong thing because I've got slide to power off.
Yep.
Is that what I want?
Say again, please.
I got slide to power off.
Yes, go ahead and do that.
Hit that button.
No, you slide that button across the screen.
All right, I did. Now it's black.
I'll be darned. Now you have to wait a minute. And then you press the power button and you hold it. And I'm holding mine until the apple appears. And now it's powering up.
Okay. You think I'll remember all that? That was the power
Now,
button.
how many of you have the home button? Hey, none of us? Okay.
On the bottom of, I see you have a line on the bottom of your screen. I have one under, I'm looking on the software update page, and on the very bottom, there is a black bar.
That's right. If you put your finger on that black bar and pull up, let me go to settings.
Hey, Bill, I have a home button on my phone.
Can you tell me how you do a how do you do a reset?
Thank you.
How do you do a reset with the home button? I don't remember. In other words, how do you power it down?
You just press the home button.
You hold
I
the
mean,
home button?
No,
No.
the top right side of the phone, you press, it turns it
Oh,
off.
you press and hold the power button long enough
That's
and you'll
right.
get that. Thank
That's
you.
right. That's correct.
Okay. You're talking about the black line down here now, aren't you?
That's what I did, and when I,
Now wait, you put your finger on that black line and draw up to go back to your home screen.
Hey, Bill,
Go ahead.
Jim McIntyre. On my phone, which is a 14, you can press either the up or down button, either one, not just the upper one.
Is that right?
Along
I
with
thought
power button.
if you did that, it takes a snapshot of the screen.
No.
The volume.
Uh,
No,
if
you're
I-
right. You're right, my friend.
Pardon?
How do you take a screenshot?
Oh, I'd have to go look that up again. I don't, but either button pressed with
I
the
it did
power
that on
button.
mine too.
And
So I
I
don't know how
have that on the 11 Pro as well.
I don't know how you take a screenshot then anymore.
On my Pro
Okay.
14, Mary Ann here, I press my right side and my left side, and it takes a screenshot.
Yeah, I know. That's what they're saying they're doing as well.
Yeah.
What do
Oh.
you have?
The up button takes a screenshot.
What?
The volume up button and the power button take a screenshot.
The volume up button. That'll also give you that power off.
It does on yours?
Yes.
It does on mine too, on the 11 Pro.
You're sure you're hitting the volume up button?
Yes, I've done it.
Okay, and the volume down button.
Yes.
Either one, along with the power button, will give you
I
that.
know. There's a setting somewhere in there for that, and Bill's not with us, so I can't ask him unless he is there. Where is that?
Can you ask Siri?
Oh, you can, but you may not get what you expect. I know. Just a minute, folks. Gotta be there.
Bill, I think we lost your sound.
I'm still here, aren't I? Can you hear me? Anybody? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
can hear
I
you.
hear you.
I'm trying to do some research here. Hold on.
Two cell phones.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
If there's a 17.1 upgrade for the phone, does that mean that there is for any other Apple devices you have?
No,
Green up with two iPhones on it.
now, I'm talking to the people who use volume up and volume down, and they both do a power down. There is a way to not do that, okay? And it's in settings somewhere, and it doesn't show me how to set that up. So I'll have to look that up and get back to you next time on that.
And what do you get? You get a screenshot when you do it instead of our power
But
up down.
watch the phone. And I'm talking about the phone on the right. That's what happens. So I have a screenshot of what's on the screen down here on the right, and now it's been added to my photo library. And there's a setting somewhere where you can set that up. And apparently, some of you have it set up. You can have that do other things, right?
What is-
Mine was, I've just been doing it and it was doing a picture when I would press both sides, but today it's not. It just comes up black.
Are you sure you're hitting volume up and not volume down?
Sure, I'm doing what? Hitting the bottom button?
Sure you're hitting volume up.
So I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot on the iPhone. I have the iPhone 14 Pro Max here. There's two ways that you can do this. The first way is you want to press the volume up button and the side button together at the same time, just like this. That will take the screenshot and throw it down here. You can tap on it and then you can work with it, like crop and scale it or select text, whatever you want to do there. I'm just going to choose done then at the top, and then it gives you the option to save it, copy, delete, and some other options there. But if I click save to photos, it should throw it right in here to the Photos app under screenshots. That's where you'll find it. The other way you can do this is enable the tap feature. So go into your settings and then scroll down to accessibility. And then what you want to do is choose this one here. It says touch. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Here you have the option to do a back tap. Go in here, choose double tap, and then...
No, I'm not going to do that. All right. Let me go on, folks.
So, Bill,
Yep, can you hear me?
I hear you, but is the bottom line, you can do it on your phone just like I do it on mine? Either up or down button, plus the power button gives you the screen off. Is that right?
No, my phone gives me
Oh, okay.
screenshot,
Okay.
volume up. And I think that's on both my devices. Yep. I just did it on my iPhone 11. And it did it. Okay.
Bill, I just updated
Mhm.
and I'm getting this low data mode is on. Do you want to download voice memos? The app download side is 1B. As far as I know, I don't have low data mode on, and I don't know what this is.
So what are you doing?
I updated to iPhone 17.1 on my phone and I turned it back and it says low data mode is on. Do you want to download voice memos? As far as I know, I don't have low data mode is on, and I don't know what voice memos are.
Voice memos are voice memos. Voicemail.
Oh, okay.
So I would say yes, you want to download them, but that's up to you.
Okay, and the low data mode, as far as I know, I don't think I had it on. Is it now mysteriously on again?
Where do you turn it on?
There's a lot of mystery in these phones.
It's a mild understatement.
That's why
No.
we keep one of these classes, right?
Battery.
Now it's asking me if I want to download music.
Okay, I wish you wouldn't have done that. I don't want to go there right now. There's where you find low data mode. See it on my device? Settings, battery, and there's low data mode. And you can turn
Right, that's what I
your
thought earlier, and I didn't think I had it. Okay, well, thank you so much. Settings, low data mode, battery and low data mode. Thank you. I will look that up.
Okay. One of the other things where you can adjust is the brightness of your display. All right.
Before
And
you
where would you go
display,
do?
Bill, before you display anything on the one that has the word settings on it, and you're moving them around, you need to move them over a little bit because more to the center of the screen, because we're losing one side of it with the pictures.
Got you. I gotta do something here.
That's good.
Lost your picture somehow. Just a moment, folks. See, I can't move that over. But what I can do,
That
That's your control.
okay, the one on my left is the major screen we use. Okay. Is that better? The one we use is this one. And this is the one that's partially covered
if you
up.
use the one on the left over there, you're fine. One with a gray background or blue black. The
Yep.
blue background, we can see it all. If you use
Yep.
the other one, we can't see it all.
I know.
It's no
Well, I
big
can see it all.
Yeah,
It's no
I can-
big deal. Most of the faces show.
We can see it.
Yeah,
I can
Well,
see
I was
it.
trying to, I used to be able to change that. In
it's
other
fine.
words, it's right here. And I used to be able to reduce that, and I can't see a way to do that right now in Zoom.
Bill, well, I hope one last question. Is low data mode different from low power mode?
They should be this similar. I think low power implies you get low data as well,
All right.
but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
The other thing you can do is adjust the screen brightness, and that's you go to settings, display and brightness. And there you can reduce the screen brightness. Now, it's not going to show different on my screen, but adjust it to where it's comfortable and you're not straining your eyes to see it. And that helps conserve some battery life. How about apps running in the background? If you put your finger at the bottom of the screen and move it to the center and stop, you will get the apps that are currently running. Do it with the other phone. Those are the apps that are currently running. And you should stop them from running.
I put my finger at the bottom, Bill, and I didn't get that.
Neither did
put your-
I.
You
What?
put your finger on the frame
Oh,
and you move it to the center of the screen and then lift up. Let me show you with the pointer what I'm talking about.
Please.
I put my finger down here, I move it up to the center and I lift it.
oh, I got it. Thank you.
Okay? And it shows me the active applications. So I should go through and start stopping them.
Why do you get the blank screen?
What blank screen?
There was a plain blank screen that you removed from the app. Meaning it was just a white screen with nothing on it.
That must have been one of the apps I had open that had that. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so, yes. Yes.
Bill, how do you get rid of each one of them? Do you have to hold it or something, or?
You scroll, let me start one or two. One,
Can you explain again where you should be to put your finger down there and lift up? Because I'm not getting
okay.
it.
Let's talk about that line at the bottom that shows up. When you open an app, there's that black line or white line that shows up at the bottom.
Yes, I
In
see
order
that.
in order to get back to the home screen, you put your finger on it and you just flick up. Don't leave it on the screen, you just flick it. Like so. Right? So that's the way you get back to the home screen. If you want to see the apps you have activated, you put your finger at that same place on the bottom, only you don't flick. You just keep your finger on the screen till you reach the center. Okay. And I'll show you with the little pointer. You put your finger down here and you move, whoops, and you move it to the center of the screen up here. Now it doesn't work with this little dot, but you get the idea, right? You move it to the center of the screen. If you put it down there at the bottom and just flick up a little bit, it will show you the active I'm sorry, you put it down there, move it to the center of the screen, and you see the active apps. Then you have the black line at the bottom. You put your finger at the bottom of the screen and you flick up to get back to the home screen.
Where were
So-
you when you started? In settings or not in settings?
To do what?
To flick up the black line.
You have to be on an app to have that black line. See, it's not, I'm on my home screen now. I don't have that line at the bottom. If I go to an app, let me go to Maps and up. Now you have that black line at the bottom. And that's where you can put your finger on it and flick up to go back to your home screen. I assume most of you know that one. But if you put your finger at the bottom anytime and go up to the middle of the screen, see if that works when I'm in an app. Yep. You'll have a list of all the apps you have running. Then I was asked, how do you get rid of them? You put your finger on one of them, like this one, and you push up. You have to go straight up. Straight up. It's hard to do with my mouse, but you get the idea.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, Bill, I still can't get that black line. Honestly, that's the only thing I can't do.
Go back to an app. Open an app. Any app. Just open it. Is it a white line or black? Well, do you have a button, a home button at the bottom?
I do.
Well, you won't get the black line.
So then what do I do?
How do you get the list of apps when you have the home button down there? Anybody tell me?
I
You
can get a
double,
list.
you double click it real fast.
So you double tap, thank you. You double tap the home button to get that same thing.
Uh,
Tap, tap. Tap, tap, real quick. It has to go that quick. Tap, tap. And you'll get the list of apps.
okay. Yes, thank you.
Why do some have the line and some not? And is it the difference in the date of your device?
When that's in a way correct. Apple evolved about 3 generations of phone ago or more, and they got rid of the home button. So how you get at certain things, if you press the home button, and you can get Siri if you just press and hold it. Well, if there's no home button, how do you get Siri? So they had to change things around. And now you press the power button and hold it to get Siri. So that's why there's differences in the way in which it operates.
Bill, I have a question. While you were talking, I'm deleting everything open. I've gotten through about 30 so far. Is there a way to get rid of all of them at once?
No.
Okay, thank you.
There is if you have an Android, but not an iPhone.
Thank you.
And you're not getting rid of them, you're just stopping them from running.
Oh, thank you.
How do you get a notification that you have a voicemail or a voice message? When somebody calls you and you don't answer,
Yeah.
they're able to leave a message. Well, how do you get notification that you got that message?
Other than looking on the page with your phone, I've not been able to know.
Other than pulling down from the top to get your notifications. There's my notifications right now. Okay. The first thing you have to do is you go to settings.
Notification.
And you tap on sounds and haptics. And you see where it says new voicemail in sounds and haptics? And June, if you change that to some other sound, right now mine says T-Rex roar. And that's what will happen. Let's pick something more. Let's go. I just made it a choo-choo, so I'll get the sound of a train. Okay.
Bill, I have a question about that. I love it when my sent email goes swoosh, and I've got swoosh on, and it doesn't always do it, just sometimes. Why is that?
That could be the volume you have set. You might not hear it.
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you.
I'm not, that would be the first thing I would check. Okay, so I went to sounds and haptics. And new voicemail, I changed the sound it makes. And
Could you do that again? I had once set up all kinds of sounds for all kinds of people, and it's not working anymore, and I'm not sure what the problem is.
okay, you're saying you have individual sounds for individual people.
Uh-huh.
That's a different place. Just let me cover this. Right there, it says swish for sent mail. Right?
Oh, wait a minute. Go back somewhere. I guess I missed something somewhere.
I'm on settings,
Mhm.
sounds and haptics.
Okay.
And there's the base sounds it makes. So June should set some particular sound for when she gets a voicemail.
Okay.
which is a message. They leave a message on the phone.
It only ring once when the message is completed, or will it ring again at another time if you don't answer it?
Only ring once when you receive it. And you will not receive it immediately after the phone call. It takes a minute or so to register it and then send it to you as a note, as a notification.
Thank you.
The second thing you need to make sure of is if you go to notifications, you scroll down the list of notifications. Let's see if it's on here. Under voice. Let's see if it's over there. It's under messages, perhaps.
Mine says under messages, banners, sounds, and badges, so maybe that's it.
Well, that's for a normal message. If I go to under settings, notifications, if I go to phone, make sure you have something happening when you get a phone call there. And the way notifications work is as follows. When the app gets some kind of action, it will show up on your screen. And it will be put in the notification center. Now it can act different ways. It can come up with a little banner like it shows you right here when your screen is locked. It does come up in the notification center, which is the whole list of notifications you get. When you put your finger up here and you pull down, these are the notifications. It can also, any one or all of these three, it can also show as a banner at the top of the screen. Now, if it shows up as a banner at the top of the screen, it can be temporary, in which case it shows up for a second or two. Or, and I'll change it, persistent. And it will show up at the top of the screen until I flick it out of the way. And then I have mine set to that June feeling. But you can change the sound to daybreak. Okay.
Bill, when you're setting these things up, the banner and the sound will just go for each category. In other words, if you set up banners, it doesn't go for everything.
That's
Yeah.
correct. It's only for the phone right now.
Okay. But I mean, each category of the phone.
Well, now, hold on. When you say category, you mean contact?
Category. Keep going. Maybe I will clarify my question and be able to ask you.
Okay.
And you also have different sounds than I do. Is that because you have a better phone?
No, you can choose whatever sound you want for any of these. For example, here's messages. And on messages, when I get a message, shows up on all three places. It's temporary. I'm going to make it persistent. So I have to flick it out of the way. And it gives me a sound. And that sound I can change to something else.
It's those sounds that are different. I don't have the same sounds you do.
There are multiple sounds there, and they seem to me to be hidden somewhere in that you look at one and then you'll
Hold on.
find, okay.
Listen for a minute. Listen for a minute. The one that says T-Rex, that one I downloaded. That's special. But then there are all these sounds that you can pick from. And then there's one called Classic. If you tap that little arrow, there's all these sounds you can select from.
That
So
was
let
what I
me-
was talking about. It's like, where are they and how do you find them? I mean, how do you
Like-
know that classic or welcome, it doesn't have a whole long list?
It's the same list for all of the items. In other words,
Right.
when you go to sounds, that's the list you get.
Right, but I was saying that how would I know that classic is not a sound by itself, but classic is really hiding a whole bunch of other sounds?
The arrow on the right.
Ah. Thank you.
See where it says classic?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little arrow there indicating that there's more to follow, more menu.
Oh, now that explains things. Thank you.
Okay. Now, by the way, there's something called haptics, and that's the vibration. And you can actually set the vibration to be different things. Okay. And that's one you just need to play with.
How does the vibration appear on your phone? I mean, what happens with
It doesn't appear, it shakes. It vibrates
phone?
the phone.
It
You
shakes the
feel
phone.
it.
Okay.
Now, the question I was asked is how do you set up individuals that may be calling you? So if I go to contacts, and I go, let's say, to my wife, and I scroll down there, okay, there's a ringtone. If I tap edit, I can change that ringtone. Okay. And I get the same list. What I picked one time was, we go to classic and chimes.
So if you just click her as a contact, you get the list or you get a choice of ringtones?
You get the same list. And you can change the sound that my phone will make when Patty calls me.
So just with her name, this ringtone and text tone and all of that comes up as a next choice, or do you go somewhere else to get these choices?
It's right here. There's ringtone for my wife. It says chimes, but there's an arrow there. If I tap the arrow, I can pick from all the different sounds.
Okay, so would, if you chose Anne's name, would the same thing come up as for, no?
I would have to go to done. Done. So now she's set. I'll go back to Anne. Okay.
Okay,
I'll tap it and I go down to hers. And right now they're all set at default except for my wife, I think. But if I wanted to change that, I would hit the arrow and scroll down here and pick one.
okay, so this is on everything that you, the choice of sounds is on everybody that you pick if you scroll down.
Correct.
Good, all right, clarified that, thank you.
Now, don't make too many of them because I did that once. I had 6 and I couldn't remember who's had what sound. So, so I leave most of them on default. And maybe as you get better at it, you remember. Okay.
I'm probably the only one lost, but I went to contacts and I picked a contact and I don't
Okay.
know what you saw.
So I went to contact, then what? Tap edit and yes, be with me.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I am. That I forgot to tap edit.
And now you can go down and it says ringtone and you can adjust it. And when you've adjusted it, tap
Yeah.
done.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Many of us do messaging. One of the nice things about messaging is you can have a lot of people sending you messages. So I have all these people sending me messages. But I've chosen to pin a few at the top. So I don't need to search through my conversations that I'm having with various folks. So, for example, if I wanted to pin Ann Ross to the top,
And
I
Ross
would
said,
tap
stop
her
calling.
name. Say, oh, that's a joke between she and I. Okay, I would tap her name. I'm sorry. I think I would long press her name. And you see where it says pin? I'm going to pin her to the top. And now she comes up right at the top of the list. So I can continue stop calling with Ann. And I'll say start calling.
And how do you, if you want to, how do you delete the person if you want other people in there?
Well, I see I have 4 of them so far up there.
Uh-huh.
You can put many up there. You're saying how you delete one? If you press and hold it,
Mm-hmm.
it says unpin at the bottom.
Ah, okay. So you just press and hold and you can have as many people as you want at the top. Is that correct?
So
You said?
again, yes, you can. Okay, so Ann's going to respond to that note. Isn't she, Ann? Yes?
But what I'm so far behind. I'm pressing and holding something to get rid of the circle. Yeah, okay, I see you.
Bill, I think you can only have 9. I've tried to put
Is that
more.
right? You
I
did?
think 9 is the max.
9 is the limit? Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
I believe that. I think that's right.
Probably true.
Hey,
So
Bill,
let
when
me
you
add,
get when you get text
let me add
messages that
Michael.
look like spam or whatever, and you slide it from the right to the left and you can delete it, where does that go?
Let's see if I tap edit. I think it deletes it, but I'm not sure. Hold on.
Yeah, I can delete the message, but I'd like to never hear from them again.
Yeah. Oh, you want to block somebody. Oh, different thing. Um, Okay. If you're getting a message from someone and you want to just block them, So I'll click on Stella down here. And if I want to block Stella, I would click right here where her name is at the top with the arrow on it. And then I would click Info or tap Info. So you open the message from that person, you tap the name at the top, and then you tap Info, and there it says block this caller.
Bill, does that really work?
Yes.
Because I've done it a lot and it doesn't seem to work.
Well, it should be working.
What they do is they change the number.
That's oftentimes what many of them do.
And you can do it on a regular phone call too.
And then you can go to Messages, and you can click on Blocked Contacts. Which says Blocked Contacts. And you can see the list of people that you have blocked. So somebody mentioned to me, was it messages or phone calls? But we'll get to that in a minute. You can unblock them here. So I think, was it you, June, who asked me about that? If you block somebody, how can you unblock them? Settings, messages, unblock. Or block contacts. And then you can tap it. Come on. Or you can remove it from the list, I guess.
But it seems
I
like there's
slide-
hundreds of blocked ones. I can't spend all day
Yeah.
scrolling through all those numbers.
I had hundreds of them too. I removed them all so I could start over again.
Bill, getting back to, you
How
slide.
do you remove them?
How do you remove them? Put your finger on, let's say, email, Etsy.com. And if I go like that, right, slide it to the left, I can unblock it. Okay? Zoop.
Yeah, but unblocking it doesn't, that brings it back again. How do you get rid of that number forever?
You don't. That's the way. You block it. That's it.
Oh, so you can't delete unblocked numbers and get them out of there.
Correct. How would they be deleted? How would they be blocked if you removed them?
Good point. Okay, thanks.
Bill, Mary Ann here, getting back to deleting messages, you slide it over and you delete. But many times it shows archive, and I don't want to archive it. I don't know where it's going.
You talking about mail or archive?
Those messages.
Messages or mail? Which one?
Messages, you slide it over and you press the garbage can to delete it. But many times it shows archive when you slide.
It does in mail, perhaps. So you're
Oh.
saying you're in a message here, and
Yeah,
you slide it.
Yeah. I thought it was messages, but it could very well be mail.
It's mail.
Okay, so if it shows archive, I really didn't want to save it.
I understand.
Okay,
Are you ready to follow some rather interesting directions?
yes, sir.
Okay, go to settings.
Settings.
Just say I got settings, Bill. Make sure it says settings at the top of the screen. For all of you who have archive and want to get rid of it, say settings at the top of the screen. Yes?
Yes,
I'm not hearing you. Yes?
yes.
Okay. Then you tap mail. You go down the list of settings and tap mail.
Okay.
Okay, then you
Yes.
tap accounts under mail. Say
Tap
okay again.
Okay,
Which mail account do you want to make sure you get rid of archives? It's probably Gmail.
okay,
Okay, so you tap that.
okay.
And then it says Gmail and it has account name there. You tap that. So far, so good.
Yes,
And then it says advanced. Tap that. And there it says archive mailbox or delete mailbox. You change it to delete mailbox.
oh, okay. Let's see, I got to the archive part. So where's the delete mailbox?
Right above it. Right here. Where it says archive, and then it says delete mailbox versus archive. You just click the thing where it says delete mailbox. Okay?
What does it delete? Does it get rid of all of your mail or what is it? Oh, discarded messages. Okay, all right. I think I get it.
I'm in that archive thing and I've got a check mark, but I didn't see the rest that you said.
Well, you see the check mark on archive?
Yes, yes.
Right above it says delete mailbox.
No, it says on my phone, on my iPhone, and above it, it says advanced. Yours says advanced too.
Mine says advanced.
Hmm.
What account are you on right now?
It shows advanced at the top on my phone, and it's got archive and a check.
Okay, and then anything else?
Well, it says on the server, inbox, drafts, sent mail, trash, all mail, spam, Gmail.
It doesn't say archive mail or delete mail.
No,
See, mine's checked on archive mail right now. I changed it
It's
to
got-
delete.
oh, it's got, okay, I took the check. Wait, no, it's not coming off. Why isn't it coming off? That dot, the check isn't coming off now. It did before, I thought. Maybe just drop it.
What's your email? Who do you have your email with?
AOL, H,
AOL.
H Marsher, HMARSHER.
Let me see if I have an AOL account here.
You got me.
Yep. See where it says archive and delete down here? This is my
Deleted messages,
deleted
messages, but no box. Send all mail, spam, Gmail, port.
I don't have that. Drafts mailbox.
Doesn't go up any
I don't
further.
have that. No. Maybe I should go back. Maybe I'm not in the right thing because I don't have that. Maybe just drop it. I don't want to hold everybody up.
Okay. Here's the list of all the email accounts I have.
Mhm.
And it says accounts at the top. Yes?
Yours
So go
does.
back to that point.
I lost him.
There, you just have, there you go. No,
Mail.
contacts, calendar, no. You've had it before.
Yes, no, what?
Yeah,
where
I
are
got
you?
the accounts. Okay. I got that.
It says accounts at the top.
Yes.
Tap the one that says AOL.
AOL. Okay, I did it.
Okay, and now it says, does it say IMAP at the top there below AOL and then account?
It's got my name. Like yours. It looks like yours. Oh, no, it says AOL. It don't say IMAP.
Doesn't say IMAP. That could be the problem. says AOL, but not IMAP.
Right,
You know that? Does it have your account name?
yes.
That could be a
Everything else
problem.
is like yours.
And then I tap the account name.
Okay. I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, it
What's it
doesn't
say?
say IMAP.
What's it say?
It says AOL account information, my name, my email, description. And you got that host stuff. Mine says SMTP, AOL SMPT server. Like you got at the bottom.
Right. You don't have the one that says imap.aol.com?
No, should I try and get that?
Oh boy.
I could look it up on YouTube later.
I have the same thing. I have the same thing.
And then you tap advanced.
You want me to go back?
No. And then you tap advanced
Yeah,
at the bottom of that screen.
Okay, I did.
Okay, now you click
And then it says mailbox behavior.
Yeah, mailbox. Yes,
Behavior.
that's what I got. Thank you.
And then it says more move discarded messages
Right.
into.
Right, looks just like yours.
And click on where it says delete mailbox and not archive.
I got that.
Then you're set.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, at the bottom of that, incoming
Yeah.
settings after remove, it says authentication IMAC path prefix. Maybe that's what we're looking for. I should check it. On incoming settings, right below that remove, it says authentication, and then it says IMAC path prefix. Maybe I should be checking that. Yeah, that where you got it. Yours isn't checked, but I
Right.
don't have that USSL either.
That's okay for right now. If
Okay,
you
thank
got
you.
archive, I think it will, or delete, I think it will work.
Thank you so much.
Bill, you, under mailbox behaviors, about 5 minutes ago, you had deleted mailbox on my iPhone and archive mailbox on my iPhone, and now you've got something else there. What do you recommend we put under account advanced mailbox behaviors? That one right there. See, right now you have sent mailbox sent, and I don't know, before it was something else. Like deleted mailbox, you have trash. And about 5 minutes ago, your screen showed that you had deleted
Let me
mailbox
go back.
on my iPhone.
Let me go back. That was Gmail, different account.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. So if it's account specific then.
Exactly.
Ah,
Way more complicated than most people want to know about.
yeah. Okay, so a different email account has a different, okay, thank you.
They added a new feature. Now I'm going to switch gears, make something a little simple this time. Okay. With iOS 17, if you have iOS 17, and hopefully everybody's gotten the idea now that you should update your phone before you take the class, right? If you have iOS 17, they added a new feature. So if I go to settings on my phone, and I go to camera, and it's a new feature in the camera. It's called camera level. And if you go down there, it's called composition and it says level. I used to have a grid there. So I'll turn the grid off for a moment. So settings, camera, and then if you look at where in the group called composition, which is this group, right? There's grid, level, mirror front camera, and view outside the frame. I have level turned on, and that's the new feature they have added. And I'll show you what that is. If I take a picture of my coffee cup, right? And it should be, oh, there it is. You see the little line in the middle of the screen there? And if I turn it sideways, the line momentarily appears and disappears to tell me my picture's crooked or straight.
That's neat, especially if you're taking water pictures.
Exactly.
Can you change the color of the line?
I don't think so. It turns yellow when you get it level. Okay.
Bill, when we were back in with that grid screen, I have mirror front camera green. Should that be? Composition, grid, level, and I've got mirror front camera green. Should that be? Yours isn't. If it's not important, don't worry about it.
No. What you need to do is play with it
Okay,
and put it on your.
I'll do it.
I'm gonna leave it where it is right now.
Okay,
So I have mirror front camera off. And if I go to my camera and I go to my front camera, and that's mirror off, right? Part of my hair is here. This is my right hand. If I go back to settings, and I go to camera, and I turn mirror on, and I go back to my camera. Which side is my part on for you now?
Left,
yeah,
Over here?
yes.
left.
It's
left
on
side.
your right.
No, his
You're
left,
right.
his left.
Is it the same way it was?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yes. Although when you put your hand up, it was on the opposite side.
What hand just went up?
Left,
I don't see it.
left hand.
Right.
I don't even, the hand didn't even come up in the picture.
no. The part is on
Right.
the left side. Of your left, or
You're
your
right.
side. Okay.
Did it
and
left
change, I
hand.
guess is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Did it,
Yeah, before
it
your
change?
hand was on the other side.
Okay, so that's what mirror does.
Oh
Thank you.
my.
All right.
I'm gonna leave it.
Oh my.
Yeah. Thank you.
Level. Mirror front camera. View outside the frame.
Oh, all these are iOS 17. Let me switch to something else here. Let's start out with
Bill, you
a little.
got grid off. Should you have grid off on your phone?
I usually have it on. In this case, I turned it off because of the level.
Well,
Okay.
Bill, what does that mirror on do? I don't get that yet.
It reverses. Left is right, right is left kind of thing.
It reverses it.
I guess I have to take a picture each way.
Should it be on or off?
Well, it's up to you. Right now, I have mirror off for the front camera, and if I go to the front camera now, and I turn the front camera on, I'm going to take a picture. All right. And then I'm going to go back to settings, go the other way, go to camera, take a picture. If I go to the picture, see how it's different?
No,
No,
I don't see any difference.
it's not different.
It will be, just a minute.
There you go. Now it's different.
All right.
Uh-huh.
I don't get it.
Yeah. What,
They look the same.
truly, what side do you part your hair?
know how we can-
On the left side.
You know how we can tell it? Your objects on the shelf are on the opposite
Exactly.
side.
See the little thing
Shelf.
of a flute player on the shelf?
Yep.
Now it's on the other side. Same picture.
Well, which way is it actually?
My part is on the left side of my face, so it's that way.
No, it looks like it's on your right. There it's on the left. On your left.
No, that's my right. Oh, I'm sorry. That's
No,
correct.
Left.
okay, there it's on the left. And that's actual.
Right.
So how do we want the mirror thing set to get
It's
actual? Do we want mirror or not mirror?
not mirror.
Huh?
Now, Bill, what is the difference again between having grid on and grid off?
Yeah. Let me go back to camera here. If you turn on the grid and you go to the camera, see the lines on the screen?
Yes.
In addition to the level line, there's that grid of lines, and it helps you put it in the center. Okay?
But it's a grid off is you just have to get the level line, is that it?
Yeah, you can just have the grid, just have the level line, or have them both like I do right now.
Okay, show what's there now for regarding mirror front camera. Because this is the incorrect one.
No, that's live.
No, because that shows your part on the right, and you said your part's on the left as you're sitting there. On
Right,
your
let me
left.
go back to settings.
Now show us what that setting is. Is it mirror front camera off
Let's
or
see what
on?
this-
Okay, go to camera.
That's mirror on.
Oh, that's mirror on. So we need, okay, so we need mirror on to get the actual, the correct one. Mirror front camera on. Okay. That'll put the part on the left,
Right.
on your left.
I have no idea
Is right.
at this point. What
Thanks
you
for
need to do is
that.
play with it yourself, but
Yeah.
take the picture. Take the picture. Don't say what you see on the camera.
Okay. Okay,
You have
thank
to
you.
take the picture for it to actually be reversed.
And is it reversed with the mirror on or off?
I have no idea. I think mirror off would not have the mirror effect. You know, when you look in a mirror versus not looking in the mirror, what other people see. I want to do a couple easy ones here. Let's go to notes. A couple of nice little things here. If you press and hold the space bar, let me type something right. Return. Okay, we've typed a bunch of stuff. And if you press and hold the space bar, you can move the cursor around. See, I'm moving the cursor around by moving my finger. So that's a wonderful one for the keyboard, right? Another one is if I just type my initials, WTC, and return, it spells out my whole name. Well, how did I do that? Wow, that's pretty cool. So you can type, you can say, hey, I can type these special characters and it will replace it. It will put a replacement in there when you hit the space or return key. WTC space or WTC return. Now I just chose WTC because those are my initials, and then I could spell out my whole name. The way in which you do that is you go to settings, settings and general. Where's general? There's general. Settings, general, and keyboard. And it says text replacement there is one of the keyboard options. So if I tap text replacement, if I type HA, it says hi all. If I type IBT, I will be there. IWBT, I will be there. I'll be right there. Get the idea? And I put in one for WTC.
So I have to add them on this page myself.
How you would add them? If you look at the page, how do you think you would add? Look at mine.
Well, the plus, but I'm asking you, I have to add all my little nick things that I use, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
When
I
you
put
add
little-
them, when you add what you're going to add, do you use the word edit or the plus sign?
Which one do you think? Which one would you enter if you wanted to put a new one in there?
I would do plus sign.
All right. All right. So I'll do the plus sign. And you type in the phrase or whatever you want. And then the shortcut is where you put optional. So I want a phrase, I want the phrase to be hello, everyone, by me just typing in a lowercase e and a lowercase, oops, I'm sorry, a lowercase h-e. Oops. And what happens if I put something in there? Did I miss it? No. I want to edit that one. What if I just type HE? What's going to happen? Because HE is a word, right? And I'm going to save it. Okay. And now I'm going to go to notes, hit return and type in HE space. It says hello, everyone. And the question is, how do I get it to Not. I think you better not choose a word. Everybody try that?
Yeah, you can't choose a word because otherwise that'll happen every time. Like I have
was
good
seeing if
morning and you have
I
IGOM.
was seeing if there was a way to get rid of that, and I
No,
can't find it.
yeah.
So don't choose a word, everybody. I'm gonna go get rid of that one. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Keyboard?
Something, and where do you go to? You go to notes, right?
No, I go to keyboard, settings, general, keyboard.
Instead of in meeting, which sounds like I'm just a homebody, I put indisposed, so I put IND and it worked.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, you've made the text replace, but you want to use it on a note. Where do you go to? Do you go to note?
You go anywhere now where you're using the keyboard, anywhere. Notes, emails, messages, wherever. And whenever you type that phrase, like if I type IBT, I will be there. I will be right there.
A keyboard. I would start with, but I'm not getting a keyboard.
You have to tap. You go to notes. If you don't have the keyboard, you tap the screen and the keyboard will show up. If you're in a place where you can put it in, if I go to messages and I start a new message and I tap and I type in, what was it? WTC space IBT space. Well, how did I get that to come up? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Hopefully we got enough tips that you can practice on.
Great class. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yep.
Bill. It was great. It really was. You may be getting a lot of phone calls or emails.
A couple of things here. Will Rogers Will Rogers expressions. Good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment.
Yeah.
They're true and false. That's true, right? This is a really good one. If you're riding ahead of the herd, take a look every once in a while to make sure they're still following you.
Funny.
Oh, here's a good one. Let the cat out of the bag is a whole lot easier than putting it back in.
Very true.
That's a good one.
Right? There are three kinds of people: the ones who learn by reading, the few that learn by observation, the rest of them. I'm not going to read the rest of that. No.
Because it refers to us.
Oh, this one reminds me back to my childhood. The ones who learn by reading, the ones who learn by observations, the rest of them pee on electric fences and find out for themselves. Okay.
That's cute.
It's true.
It's true. Brings me back to my childhood, as I said. Let's see, eventually you will reach a point when you stop lying about your age and start bragging about it. Yes?
Yes.
You
No.
betcha.
No.
Couple of things, right? I don't know how I got over the hill without going to the top. These are expressions from older people, right? Being young is beautiful, but being old is comfortable and relaxed.
Always.
No.
Not always, huh?
No.
Not always.
When you're dissatisfied and would like to go back to when you were young, think algebra.
I love it.
I wanted algebra and I never
I
got
loved
it.
it too, Jim, but
I was in a small school and I couldn't get into class.
I think of the telephone in my dining room when I was growing up, when I want to go back to that.
yeah.
Yeah, remember that? The black phone in the dining room.
If you don't learn to laugh at trouble when you're older, you won't have anything to laugh at when you are older.
We used to have a crank
If
phone.
you don't learn to laugh at trouble, you won't have anything to laugh at when you're older. All right. Next week, we're going to do the same kind of things, but we'll be using the iPad instead of the iPhone.
Oh.
All right. So,
Bill,
any
thank you.
other
Next
questions?
week.
Did I answer everybody's question that had at the beginning? If not, I can do that now.
Yes,
Anybody?
you did mine.
Anybody?
Oh, wait a minute. What about, I'm sending out emails that say Zoom. You were going to touch on that, and I'm not really doing it.
Say that again. You're sending out emails.
I get a message to myself and to everybody that says I'm holding a Zoom meeting. And I used to do that 2 years ago. And I thought I got rid of it all, and it keeps slamming us with that message every week.
Oh, you set up the meeting to be a repeating meeting.
Right.
So you need to log into Zoom. You can go to Zoom on the internet,
Okay.
log in, and your meeting will be there as your login, and it'll say reoccurring.
Okay.
And you can delete the meeting, just delete it.
Okay. Yeah, someone says it's on my computer. I could not find it.
Yep. It isn't on your computer, it's at the Zoom website.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Anything else?
I'm having a problem with my new phone, and I don't know if I should go to Verizon or to the Apple store. I keep dropping calls. In the middle of a call, it'll just end and I have to call back.
Wow. I'm thinking maybe you don't have very good reception, like cellular.
No, because my girlfriend lives down the street and I call her, so she would be having the same cellular I am.
Well, yeah, but it's yours, not, well, right, it's your, how is your cellular reception? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4 bars? What is it?
Oh, I've got the 4 bars.
And you have Wi-Fi calling turned on?
I think.
If you call Verizon, they have some kind of automatic test that they can do on your phone, and then it goes from there. So at least you can eliminate Verizon as your problem if that's the case.
Oh, okay. Thank
Give
you.
that
I'll
a try. Give that a try.
Yeah.
I'm at home with my Wi-Fi and I only got 2 bars. And I do encounter what she's talking about where my friend and I will say, well, do you hear me? Do you hear me? Are you still there?
Are either of you walking around?
No, we're sitting still. In fact, I sometimes think maybe it touched my chubby cheek.
Any low flying aircraft going? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, Sharon, does it happen on everybody or just this one person?
It happens to several people.
Me too, several,
Yep.
but not all the time.
You got it. You got to. It doesn't happen all the time.
No, not all the time,
Same
but
here.
enough that it's aggravating.
Does it happen when you're at a particular location and not when you're calling from home versus calling when you're on the road?
Anywhere with me, you could be in the car and
Yeah.
And it fails.
yes.
I don't think I've ever had it fail in the car, but it happens a lot when I'm at home.
Wow.
And it's just since I got this new phone.
You haven't changed provider, have you?
Nope, haven't changed anything except the phone.
I would start with the cell phone provider and then move to Apple. Is where I'd start.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right.
Bye, Bill. Thank
Bye,
you.
Bill.
Take care. Have a good week, everyone.
Thank you, Bill.
Yep.